It's lunchtime and the Brooklyn Cafe is open for business. Live from the Amp Media Studios, Dawn and Freddie S. and their team are ready to serve up a huge portion of fun for lunch with friends and neighbors. So let's break open that lunch pail and unwrap that sandwich you brought and take a front row seat in the Brooklyn Cafe and get ready to enjoy some humor and hot topics. It's time to get a healthy serving of hope and happiness to help your day go by with a smile. Your hosts, Dawn and Freddie S., are ready to talk about food, health, dating, or just plain dream making. If you have a story to share, movie review, restaurant critique, or just a coincidental thing that happened to you, call in toll free 888-994-4995, Studio A right now. Sit back and enjoy your lunch break at the Brooklyn Cafe. Here are your hosts, Dawn and Freddie S.
Welcome to the Midday Show. I didn't think we were ever going to get this show started.
Everyone's chit-chatting.
Everybody's chit-chatting. We're talking about sneakers on the beach. They're talking about this and that. There are people back there doing all sorts of exercises.
That's a whole other thing in the back.
Holy smokes. I didn't know that if your back hurt, you can stand on somebody. It's just crazy.
Only if you're Alicia and Michelle.
They're like their own walking.
Happy Friday, everyone. Yes, between the morning show and the midday, we had center stage, and our hosts, Alicia and Michelle, are in the back. I guess her back hurts, so they're in the back. Her back hurts, cracking her back.
But I got breaking news for you.
Here. Yeah?
We're doing a movie. We're making a movie.
Yeah.
And I'm arguing with them because I want to get this rolling. You know, I'm the type of guy that if you're going to make a movie, just make a movie. If you're going to sit there and talk about making a movie, it's like watching childbirth. I don't want to do that either.
Yeah, but I'm loving this Friday crew that we have here today.
I was told we got too many now. So they're leaving to go do stuff at school because we got too many. See that? Too many.
She's laughing.
So she's laughing.
I'm going to send you a script.
And she's sending me a script. See, now when I complain, I'm like that little kid with the doll.
You know, your son said that's a big fuggler.
Oh, he's a big fuggler. This is a little fuggler.
That's your newest one. Have you guys heard of these fugglers?
His name is Gato. For the guy who gave him.
Michael Jordan, right?
Michael Jordan, yeah.
How you like that?
I got to tell you something. It's amazing how a guy made a living. Now he's race car driver.
You think he's making money?
Race car owner. Did you see the latest? He was on 60 Minutes.
No.
So Michael only succeeds if he doesn't win. He pouts. He gets angry. He just challenges the world. The sneakers, because I'm bringing this up for a reason, the sneakers that Michael Jordan came up with, the Air Jordans, the reason he did it was to tell the world everybody can elevate to another degree. That's why you have the guy with the ball. It took him 3 years to come up with that logo. Look it up. There's a history behind it. And look at Michael now. He's a fuggler. I mean, this is like ridiculous.
He's probably making royalties on it.
Royalties? I'm going to tell you, all I hear is ching ching.
Gordon's laughing back there.
Gordon, gato.
So happy Friday, everyone. It's been a long week. It takes me this, we're going to find out why it takes me this long to actually get into my day. If the day actually started at 12, I'm starting to sound like my mom. It'd probably be a whole lot better.
You look like your mom. You're like that progressive commercial.
Really?
Don't become your parents.
I'm telling you.
You've become your mother.
We get up early and it's like dragging. Did I sleep?
Don't become your mother.
If I don't sleep, I yell at you all morning. But then it gets better. And then the crew comes in. I've got hope for a new generation.
You're giving me hives.
Then I've hope for a new generation and that this youth, they're really going to take the world by storm and grow marketing and grow campaigns and do their thing and make movies. And then I feel much better in the Midday Show. So here we are.
So we have to make a movie so that she feels
so
better. Don't be
proud of you
waving
guys.
at
It's
me.
amazing.
Don't be waving
Alfonso's
at
been
me.
here for 2 days and he's smiling.
Alfonso's done. Yeah, goodbye.
You know, every new crew that comes in brings their own element of
Shockness.
excitement and hard work and coming together. And then the crew that's been here for the last semester, they elevate, and like Nicole, they start teaching. Andrew is just the OG. So a lot of cool stuff happening
He just sits there and laughs.
But we've got a longtime friend joining us today. We've got Dr. Tammy Fogarty joining us. We're talking nutrition, we're talking menopause, we're talking women's health and wellness. I know.
You said the M word. And
I
it
say
ain't
that
Michael
word
Jordan.
all the time because ladies, and those who are going through it, went through it, know it, you know it, I know it. I walk the path with you, and poor Freddie, he's walking the path
That's
with
right.
me
Don't
on this
become
one.
your parents. Progressive 101. By the way, I want to invite you to the.
And then we have another new friend of mine. I went to a party. I met this lovely lady, Andrene. We're talking sneakers. So, you know, when you go to a party, you're trying to make small talk. And she says, I design shoes. And if you know me, like, shoes, let's do this. So we're going to talk about these incredible sneakers.
I got a comment to make about that. You ever meet somebody that no matter where you go, you can go to a Walmart and they have a crowd around them. They just have like
This one does.
My goodness gracious, I couldn't get out of the back. They surrounded the door.
That's what
I couldn't
happened
get
at the
out.
party, too.
I had to go to the bathroom. I'm like, I go to the bathroom. Can you people move? They wouldn't move. And it was just on and on and on. And from Jamaica, they started singing. True?
We did start singing. And I love music. I love music.
As a matter of fact, Gato, we may use the corner here that you set up. Let's see if she wants to sing a song.
And that's pretty much what happened at the party. She had a crowd. She walked in, had a crowd around her, and it was unbelievable.
That's what I mean. You ever met somebody like that and all they do is they...
And she was at the party because she had just met the host of the party 2 days before.
Of course she did. And she
And
was
I
like
said,
the
"Really?"
party
And they
goer.
went, yeah, I met you at a party. I invited you, come over, and then she was at the party.
Well, you know that M word you're going to be talking about, I think you should have more parties to subdue. I think that if you don't think about what you're going through, maybe we have a chance.
I
So
don't think
have a
about
party
it.
all the
My
time.
body likes to just think about it.
Oh, trust you
drinking
me,
that
we all
coffee.
think about it.
So a lot of cool things, but I have to invite you. I'm hoping they have the flyer on the screen to show you. At Media Futures, this is our second fundraiser this year. We had one in October. We get to have another one on May 12th. Tuesday night, May 12th. It is not Mother's Day. It's not a holiday. It's a Tuesday night, 5 to 7:30 at Crazy Uncle Mike's, and that is to bring awareness and raise funds. Our theme is Caps Off for Graduation for the Amp Media Futures Foundation. And what that is all the interns that work right here in our studio. Yes, they're interns. We call them producers. You might call them interns. But it gives them an awareness and opportunity to learn real-world media experience, from communications to newsletters, social media, advertising, commercial creation, emails, communicating with each other, board, sound, lighting, going on remote shoots. Just got the go-ahead on our text that we're going ahead with a new show, Perla Lici, all about Perla, which is going to be amazing.
Okay.
And that's going to include all offshoots on all the properties that she's redoing, decorating, and doing it in studio. So she'll be here Thursday.
Very cool. Very good. The world famous.
A lot of cool stuff. So yeah, that's what they get to do. And we get to sit and witness and watch them grow and bring hope to the new generation. So you can find all the information at ampfutures.org. Donate, buy a ticket, sponsor, come out, have some fun, music, food. Crazy Uncle Mike's is always an incredible support of our community, and he's right on the border of Boca and Delray on Federal Highway. So check out Crazy Uncle Mike's.
Special thanks to Lorraine and her husband who
Yes.
bought the first 2 tickets. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
A lot of cool stuff.
Other stuff, that's May 12th. Don't be late.
All right, we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to talk shoes.
We're going to talk sneakers.
Talk sneakers.
Shoes and yellow dresses and all the singing that goes on. And it's all about the harmony. And she got that whole music thing going on.
We're going to talk shoes. We're going to talk
Let it light her
menopause.
up.
We're going to get ready to get into this weekend.
And shoes and menopause. And shoes and
Why not?
menopause.
That
And
sounds like
shoes.
my life.
I
Because
know.
you know when my menopause gets out of control, I go online and I buy shoes.
Oh, yeah. She buys a whole lot of shoes.
The other
And then she
day-
tells you about it. Hey, look, I bought 14 pairs of shoes.
Do you know what someone said? Oh, are those one of the 4 you bought last week?
I know. I made a big deal about it. I'm sorry.
No. All right, more to come on the other side of this break. We'll be right back.
Discover Rosie's Garden. The collection draws inspiration from the beautiful niece of the founder, Rosie, who brought joy to many before passing too soon. Her beauty and spirit are reflected in every piece. Founded by 2 friends, Rosie's Garden is a female-owned brand passionate about creating stunning, elegant jewelry that embodies the concept of bellissima, the Italian word for beautiful. With a philosophy rooted in grace and elegance, the brand crafts each piece of jewelry using only the finest materials, including 18-karat gold and the highest quality craftsmanship, ensuring that every piece is a true work of art.
Finding the world's best coffee. Nothing can stop Don Pablo from getting you the rarest coffees. Traveling across continents, climbing the highest mountains, overcoming immense obstacles, all for the quest of greatness. Experience this excitement with every sip.
Looking for music that brings back the memories? True Oldies FLA is South Florida's premier destination for timeless hits from the 1960s, 70s, and 80s. Brought to you by M2 TV Network. broadcasting across multiple FM and HD stations, including 95.3 FM in Delray Beach and Boca Raton, 95.9 FM in Palm Beach County, 96.9 FM in Broward County and North Miami-Dade, and 106.9 FM on the Treasure Coast. True Oldies, FLA. Feel good music that spans generations.
Have you ever met a single person in your life that enjoys paying taxes? No, no one does. If you can't sleep at night because you have a huge problem with the IRS, I've got some free advice for you. This service is strictly limited to individuals that owe the IRS $10,000 or more in back taxes. And if you qualify, we can guarantee that you won't be writing a big fat check to the IRS, or our services cost you nothing. The first 100 people that call today will get a free tax consultation worth $500. Stop worrying about your IRS problem. We can help you, we promise. Call the tax doctor right now. I mean right now, to learn more.
800-234-0316. 800-234-0316. 800-234-0316. That's 800-234-0316.
Duckworth Studio and AMP Media are collaborating to elevate your brand's visuals. It's time to update your image with professional photography. Let's showcase your brand with sophisticated, high-quality images. Whether you own a restaurant, a medical practice, an art studio, or lead a passionate team, we craft compelling stories for every business. Choose from a range of packages designed to fit your unique business needs. From a quick content refresh to extensive visual storytelling. Contact Max Duckworth today for your complimentary consultation. Email, call, text, or visit duckworthstudio.com.
Attention men, here's a great way to have more fun in bed and save money. If you want to take something like Viagra, they can give you a way to pay as little as $2 a pill. Yes, $2 a pill. Compare that to prices as high as $60 per tablet. These pills work for men to improve their performance and confidence. You'll love them. And now for the price of 2 or 3 pills, you can get 50 or more for around $100. You'll save hundreds of dollars off retail prices. That's enough to buy your date a nice dinner. Don't pay expensive prices for Viagra. Call now, order 50 or more of our blue pills, and pay as little as $2 a pill, and save hundreds of dollars. Call anytime for confidential shipping.
Call Steelman Pills now. 800-485-3208. 800-485-3208. 800-485-3208. That's 800-485-3208.
You're listening to the Midday Brooklyn Cafe Show with Dawn and Freddie S. Every weekday from 12 to 2, tune in for the ultimate midday escape. The perfect blend of entertainment, culture, and community, all served up with a side of Brooklyn flair. It's the South Florida show that everyone's talking about.
You've been watching the Brooklyn Cafe Show. Join us each day and after hours as we talk about the hot topics to open the conversations and share a few laughs. Now, back to Dawn and Freddie S.
On March 27, 1866, Andrew Johnson vetoed the Civil Rights Act of 1866, arguing that it overstepped federal authority, but Congress overrode his veto on April 9, 1866, marking a historic assertion of congressional power during Reconstruction and ensuring legal protections for formerly enslaved people. On March 27, 1929, Herbert Hoover had a telephone installed directly on his desk in the Oval Office, marking the first time a president could take calls without leaving the room, though early technical issues frustrated him when calls, such as one from his son, failed to connect properly. On March 27, 1939, the University of Oregon defeated Ohio State University 46-33 to win the first-ever NCAA men's basketball tournament, marking the beginning of what would later become known as March Madness. What started as a small, 8-team competition grew into one of the most widely followed sporting events in the United States, captivating fans with its single elimination format and dramatic upsets. The strongest earthquake in American history, measuring 9.2 on the Richter scale, slams southern Alaska, creating a deadly tsunami. Some 131 people were killed and thousands injured. The massive earthquake had its epicenter about 12 miles north of Prince William Sound. On March 27, 1991, legendary ice hockey coach Scotty Bowman was inducted into the Hockey Hall of Fame as a builder, honoring his unparalleled contributions to the sport. Over a coaching career spanning more than 3 decades, Bowman led teams to a record 9 Stanley Cup championships, the most by any coach in NHL history, and helped shape the careers of countless players.
Nice job there, Tamesh. All right, we back. I'm dying to get into these sneakers.
All right, so I went to this great birthday party. It was a party for father and son, 100 years of them. So dad was 65, their son is 30. Yeah,
it's 100 years in that table.
Which is pretty cool to have a 100-year-old birthday party for father and son. So I meet this lovely lady. I meet Andrene, and we start chit-chatting about what do you do, and yada yada. She has shoes. She had me at shoes. And she developed this incredible sneaker line. So Andrene is a veteran entrepreneur in creating this incredible line of sneakers that she started during COVID. So welcome.
Thank you. Thank you.
I like this sneaker. You will hold it up for me?
All right, give us the backstory.
All right, so here is the backstory. While I was stationed in the military, right, I was deployed overseas to Afghanistan, right? And if anyone knows me, I like music. It gives me a vibe, right? So while I was in Afghanistan, a lot of the services that we had on base, the workers that were there were from different parts of Africa, Rwanda, Uganda, and things like that. So I would go into the services of the laundry, right? And the workers that were there, they were listening to this music. And I was like, what is that? It's not reggae, but it's speaking to my soul. And they were like, it's called Afrobeat. And I was like, really? I never really heard of that. And I was like, where can I get the music? And they say, just go on YouTube and look up Afrobeat, right? So while I was in Afghanistan, in my office doing my work, I would just listen to Afrobeat every day. And I was like, I gotta get down to Africa, but I'm not sure what country I wanna go to, right? And I would tell everybody. So one of the contractors that worked there, they were like, you know what? Maybe you should go to Ghana, especially if you're gonna thinking about going by yourself. They have Afrochella that's there. It's at the end of the year. You should go there. You should go to Ghana since you love music. So I said, okay. So I redeployed from Afghanistan, got stationed in Germany, and I said, I'm going to Ghana. So I booked a trip, and it just happened to be 2019, the year of return. So the year of return was, they wanted to just invite everyone from the diaspora to come back home to Ghana. And I didn't know, right? I just randomly chose Ghana, but it just happened to be the year of return. So while I was there, me being Jamaican, they're like, you know what? A lot of Jamaicans are in Ghana, and I can see a lot of parallels between Jamaica and Ghana. The food, the spice, the colors, and everything. And you would always see the t-shirts, you would see the art, you would see the hat, you would see the towels. And I like to wear sneakers a lot as well. And I said, you know what? You never really see sneakers. And I said, I want to start a sneaker brand. And everyone was like, so you're just gonna start a sneaker brand? I was like, yeah, I'm gonna start a sneaker brand. And my first collection, I am gonna call it Afro Spice. And the aesthetic is gonna be reminiscent of me going to Ghana and my Jamaican roots, right? So that is what brought me here. So while I was in Germany, I said, okay. So then COVID happened. And every day I would just
try to... You were on lockdown.
I was on lockdown,
there was
right?
Nothing to do.
Well, I mean, I'm still working from home.
You couldn't go anywhere.
I couldn't go anywhere.
Wait, hold on a second.
She's in lockdown in Germany.
Wait, you served in the military.
Yes.
And then you re-upped in Afghanistan?
No. So I was deployed to Afghanistan.
Okay. And then?
Right? And while I was in Afghanistan, you have contractors that are there, but a lot of the workers came from different parts of Africa.
Okay.
Right? And when I would go into their workspaces, because my job was to do quality control to make sure that the services are being done based off the terms and conditions of the contract, right? So one of the workspaces I went to, they were playing this music.
Right, but then you say you deployed to Germany.
No. So I deployed to Afghanistan.
Okay.
And then once that tour was over, my next assignment was Germany.
Oh, okay.
And then from Germany, I took
thought you
vacation.
booted up again. All right.
No. I mean, I'm
How
still
many
in
years
service.
you went there? 4 years?
Grand total, I did 26.
That's what I thought. 26 years.
Yes.
And she looks like she's 22. So.
She's a major.
And you're a major in the U.S. Army?
Yes. But I'm retired now.
You're
so
retired.
Retired major.
You're a major. You're a major. No matter if you are a person or aren't an R person. All right. So you're going through this whole thing, and the music stimulated this growth of this sneaker.
Right.
This particular sneaker.
Well, it gave me the inspiration to create sneakers.
This was your first pair?
And this was the first design, Afro Spice, because, so the brand is called Accra. And Accra is where I landed in Ghana, but it's spelled A-C-C-R-A, right? So it gave me the inspiration for the name Accra, but it's spelled a little bit differently, right? H-A-H-C-R-A. So most individuals are like, Accra? That reminds me of Ghana, right? So while I was there, and I am someone that I can't really wear heels so much because it doesn't really work for me.
Well, you're military.
Yeah, and I've always been in boots.
I should make a military boot with a heel.
And there you have it, right? So I'm always in boots and sneakers. So I just said, you know what? I want to make a shoe where my art is on my feet, right? Because in the military, we couldn't really paint our nails. You're not really wearing earrings.
That's cool.
So I just wanted to be expressive. And I said, I will do that in the sense of a sneaker. And that is what inspired me to create the sneaker.
On your feet.
And then when I was in Germany, a lot of places you're not going to really wear heels because you're walking a lot in Germany. Just the way how the landscape is, you have to walk a lot. You know, you park your car and you have a long way to walk. So everybody's always in sneakers. So I said, you know what? I am going to design a shoe where you can stand for long periods of time. It is robust and it is sturdy and it's going to maintain its shape, right? And that is the reason why I chose this type of material. And then also it's water resistant and it's moisture repellent. So, you know, if you're in your concert, you're out and about and it starts to rain, you don't have to worry about your feet getting soaking wet right away. And if it's a little cold, it'll take a while. Yeah, right. And if it's freezing cold, it'll take a while before your toes get cold, right? So I wanted to make
some. Women?
Yes. So the shoe it's unisex, and believe it or not, most of my clients have been men.
That's what
It's
I would
more
think,
men than women.
right?
But I got to tell you
But it's
something. My
unisex.
head is swimming here
And you say
because
they're great. They're made in Europe
Yes.
because you think European sneakers have a bit. We walk a lot more. They walk a lot more in Europe.
Yes.
Right?
And
A
when
lot
I
more
was
than
there,
in U.S.
Right. So a lot of times their sneakers have more of like a flair because a lot of people, they're in sneakers, right? Me coming from Miami, we're always in sandals. But while I was in Germany, I was always in sneakers because it's a little bit cooler. You're always walking, you're standing around, you're taking the train. It's just a different way of moving around in Europe.
Are they nice?
I got so many things I want to ask her because, number one, she was in the military and she was talking about, you ever see military boots when they put them on, you would think that they're heavy and they're this. These guys and girls, they're running for miles. They're in combat position. Those shoes that they wear, there has to be some reflection of that in this shoe.
Exactly. It's sturdy, and it's robust. However,
and it's light.
You need to wear it with socks for maximum comfort, just like the combat
Just like
boot.
the military.
If you just put your feet in, you're just like, oh my God. But if you put it on with socks, you know, it's going to alleviate that foot fatigue because I have sneakers and shoes where initially it seems really comfortable, But after standing like for a few hours, you're like, oh my God, for some reason, all this pressure is coming down from wearing these shoes. So I wanted to have something where it has a sneaker aesthetic, but it also have that rough, tugged built, like I'm in my combat boot.
Now, this is the first shoe. Do you have other shoes?
That is my first design. Right.
And do you have other shoes?
That I will make in the future, but for right now, it's one and only.
What if we wanted
Exhibit
to
A.
go to the Jamaican I'm surprised you didn't in the Olympics. You didn't go in the Summer Olympics. We go to the Jamaican basketball team.
Mm-hmm.
And we let them hear your story. And you design a professional basketball sneaker with this kind of technology. I think it'll be a home run. This sneaker is so light. And in basketball, you know, those guys, they wear a pair or one game or two and they're done.
See G-Men taking those to Amazon?
I can see G-Men wearing them all over
That's
the place.
what I'm
This is so G-Men.
You're laughing, I know.
Isn't this a G-Men sneaker? I think it is.
100%.
But I love the inspiration on it. When I worked at Frank's Army and Navy and I sold sneakers, people used to count the stitches on the sneakers. And they had to say, it would go like this, no, I don't want this one. And I said, why? He says, one of the stitches is missing. Seriously, this is the way they used to buy sneakers. But I'm looking at this sneaker. This is like a shoe. This is like an elevated shoe you got going on here.
Exactly. There you go. It's the aesthetic of a sneaker, but it's like a shoe.
It is. This is not
like
a typical
sneaker, but it's a
sneaker.
shoe. Yeah.
These are the kind of sneakers that you buy, you hang them like this. Your son will hang them upside down like this on the closet and say, I'm going to wear those one day.
Where do you sell them?
So I sell them online at accra.com. Okay, so you can follow me on Instagram, and from there I have the site, or you can just go directly to the website. HAHTRA.com. Yes, I'm glad you mentioned that. So, April 18th, I will be at the Village Art Plaza, and that's going to be in Sunrise for the World Art Day.
Oh, wow.
Yes, so I will be there in full display.
Where is
so
it?
come on out. It's in Sunrise.
East, west?
It is east of 95.
Okay.
Yes, from 4 p.m. to 8 p.m.
At the mall?
No, it's going to be like outdoor. Yeah, it's called the Village Art Plaza. And it's literally like a park, but it has a very artsy aesthetic, right? So there's going to be other artists that's there that's going to be painting, featuring their art. They're going to be live music, food trucks.
Nice.
So it's a great event. Yeah, so come on out, April 18th.
She's a Puerto Rican nightmare.
Why?
She spells Accra with an H. It's like elephant with no F. Right? Puerto Rican nightmare. This is inspiring.
Well, thank you.
The shoe is one thing. The idea and the story behind it is amazing. How you got to where you got. A major, you got to have a sneaker called the Major. You got to develop that. There's so many things that this opens the door to, and somebody will catch on because they're going to say, you know what? That has a lot of personality. A shoe with a lot of personalities.
And that is the idea, right? So it's interesting that you say that because every pair that I make is going to be completely different and it's going to have a story behind it.
This is
and
really
what's
cool.
the price point?
$150. Yes.
Michael started his at $250.
Yes, that's pretty
Where's
good.
Andrew? Andrew, check him out. What do you think?
I think they're great. I love them.
And this guy.
I checked for my size, but they're out. Size 10.
Hold on, I may have a size 10, but you know what? I have some shipment that's coming in 2 weeks, but we'll talk afterwards.
We have to have a coming out
He would
party
take
when
this
they
in
get here.
a heartbeat. Yeah.
I want to bring in a coming out party to doing this. I'm really inspired by the fact that you travel all over the world. I mean, the story about the music is one thing, but the ideology that came behind it, and how long you've served in the military. Let me tell you something. That in itself is an accomplishment.
Thank you.
This is like a period at the end of a sentence. But this is just an amazing story to begin with. I think it's kind of cool. You did it again.
All I did was say hello to this lovely
That's
lady
what
at
you
a party.
did. Accurate with an H.
I knew everyone would love it. I knew just her story, women
It's
empowerment,
amazing.
everything we do here, entrepreneurship, veteran. You can just keep going and learning, and that's what's such a gift. I tell
thank
you,
you.
it's a day of inspiration.
Thank you so much.
It is. It's an accomplishment. When you get your load of sneakers, I like to do a show surrounded by them. Maybe we invite people like Dawn the Book did. We did a show in here, and she brought in. She invited people to buy shoes, and there were these spectacular shoes. I mean, if you're into women's shoes, 23 people showed up, and they sold her out. It was unbelievable. Remember? And I said to her, "Dawn, you gonna do that again?" She said, "Oh no, that was a lot of work." But this is kind of cool.
So HAHCRA?
Yes.
HAHCRA.com. So we're going to spell it out so you can find it.
Beautiful.
Check her out on April 18th. She's going to be here for a little bit today. We're going to take a quick break. We come back, we're going to talk to Tammy Fogarty, Dr. Tammy Fogarty, about menopause, women's health, nutrition, and of course, I'm sure exercise. So you need a good pair of sneakers to go walking.
There you have it.
All right, more to come. We'll be right back.
Our preschool team provides personalized education and therapy services that are specifically designed to meet the unique needs of our children. These students are overcoming medical conditions that have been affecting their physical abilities since birth. Our specialized teacher and therapists understand the critical role that occupational and physical therapy play in helping these young children to develop essential skills in their early education program. We like for the children to leave us as shining stars and enter the big world of kindergarten.
Welcome to Working Nurses Home Care, where your private care is our priority. We provide medical and supportive private duty care all under one agency serving Broward, Palm Beach, and the Treasure Coast. From long-term care and companionship to recovery support, our nurses, therapists, and home health aides are here for you. We accept most major insurances including United Medicare, Aetna, Humana, Oscar, Cigna, and Medicare. Count on us for care that you can trust. Call Broward at 954-916-7458 or Palm Beach at 561-409-0767. Visit us at www.workingnurseshomecare.com. At Working Nurses Home Care, we are here to serve and support.
Welcome to La Mesa Cafe Bistro, where every cup has a story. From freshly brewed coffee to comforting, flavorful dishes, it's the perfect place to slow down and savor the moment. Open 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. from Tuesday to Saturday, and 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. on Sunday and Monday. Stop by and taste the difference at 48 Northeast 1st Avenue in Boca Raton.
Looking for great coffee and a place to unwind? Come to Tiki Coffee and Desserts. We serve gourmet coffee made fresh, rich espresso, smooth lattes, and handcrafted specialty drinks made just the way you like them. Pair it with one of our delicious desserts, from creamy cheesecakes to fresh pastries and sweet treats made to satisfy every craving. No matter what you're in the mood for, you can trust that it's been prepared with care and quality ingredients. Enjoy a warm, welcoming atmosphere where our friendly staff make you feel right at home the moment you walk in. Whether you're meeting friends, taking a break, getting some work done, or simply treating yourself, Tiki Coffee and Desserts is the perfect stop. Don't miss out on an irresistible experience you'll want to come back to again and again. Tiki Coffee and Desserts, the hottest new coffee shop in Boca.
Imagina que este es tu dinero y alguien te lo quiere quitar. ¿Quién es? El IRS. Adivina qué, quieren tu dinero y pueden tomarlo. Todos si quieren. Entonces, ¿qué haces? Usted contraataca dejando que nuestro equipo de expertos lo resuelva con el IRS para poder conservar su dinero. Llame ahora mismo y aprende gratis cómo podemos ayudarte a volver a ponerlo en tu bolsillo. 5 minutos de tu tiempo pueden ahorrarte miles de dólares.
Join the AMP Media Futures Foundation at Crazy Uncle Mike's for Caps Off for a Cause, where we help young adults fresh from graduation advance in the world of media production. With your donation, we can help graduates by giving them the training and skills needed to get a foothold in the media production industry. To participate, scan the QR code here to purchase tickets. Once you do that, you can enjoy a drink, have some light snacks, and potentially get networking opportunities. Caps Off for a Cause will take place on May 12th from 5 p.m. to 7 p.m., located at Crazy Uncle Mike's on 6450 North Federal Highway, Boca Raton, Florida, 33487. For further information, contact the AMP Media Futures Foundation through their email, phone number, or website as seen here. We hope to see you soon.
You're listening to the Midday Brooklyn Cafe Show with Dawn and Freddie S. Every weekday from 12 to 2, tune in for the ultimate midday escape, the perfect blend of entertainment, culture, and community, all served up with a side of Brooklyn flair. It's the South Florida show that everyone's talking about.
You've been watching the Brooklyn Cafe Show. Join us each day and after hours as we talk about the hot topics to open the conversations and share a few laughs. Now, back to Dawn and Freddie S.
International Whiskey Day, observed annually on March 27th, is more than just a celebration of a beloved spirit, it's a tribute to history, craftsmanship, and global culture. Whiskey has been distilled for centuries, with each region developing its own unique techniques, flavors, and traditions, from the peaty, smoky Scotches of Scotland to the rich, sweet bourbons of the American South, and the delicate, nuanced Japanese whiskeys. On this day, enthusiasts often take the opportunity to explore new brands, revisit old favorites, or even participate in tasting events and distillery tours to deepen their appreciation for the art of whiskey making. It is also a time to recognize the dedication of the master distillers who carefully balance ingredients, aging processes, and innovation to create each distinctive bottle. Beyond the drink itself, International Whiskey Day serves as a cultural bridge, bringing people together to share stories, experiences, and the simple pleasure of a well-crafted glass of whiskey.
All right, we're back.
Which couch whiskey?
From Tammy.
Is it rum or whiskey?
It's a rum. But, you know, if you drink enough rum, it turns into whiskey.
All right, we'll get that. All right, and we're back. And longtime friend of ours, it's been years since we've been here. Dr. Fogarty has not joined us.
I know, we've known her, it's got to be at least 9 years.
But, you know, as we age, our demographic ages right along with us. And menopause for me and aging and weight
the big M.
and hormones and all those things have just totally wreaked havoc on me. And I know as we talk to other women, they're, yeah, me too. No one ever talks about it. You know how they say it takes 7 touches to actually act on a commercial or an email, and then it changes like up to 11 or 12 times. And I'm on Tammy's email list, and I keep getting, every day she sends out another email on menopause, on nutrition, on weight loss. And then I see her socials, and she's cooking food with her husband in the house, and she looks fantastic continuously.
See, she's handling it.
She looks unbelievable. So I finally reached out to her and I said, all right, I'm in. Let's come on the show. Let's see what we can do. Let's share all of this information. And then she told me some of her personal story. And let's bring her in. So Dr. Tammy Fogarty, thank you for joining us again.
Thank you for having me. It's so nice to be here.
I've known Tammy for so many years. We used to work out at the gym together. Then COVID came and life happened, and that was a long time ago. Doctor of Nutrition, congratulations. We met
Thank you.
I think you were just venturing in.
Finishing my PhD.
You were just finishing your PhD.
Yeah.
And now you're teaching nutrition. You're at FAU.
Yep, FAU, and I'm a dean at Parker University, so working with graduate students and having my private practice.
And then things changed.
Big time, yeah. I had my foot in the menopause door, and it was really interesting because when I would work with female clients and they'd say, I'm gaining weight, what do I do? And I would give them, restrict calories and exercise more, and they would come back and they're gaining more weight. And I was like, what are you not telling me? Are you drinking more wine? Are you really eating the salad? And then things started happening to me. And then I would hear the voices of my previous clients, and I was like, oh, I'm eating healthy. I'm still exercising. I would go to the yoga in the morning, gym at night. I was restricting calories. I was trying to do everything that I knew as a dietitian to lose weight, and I wasn't. I kept gaining weight. And then I got diagnosed with a genetic condition called Lynch syndrome, and I had to get a full hysterectomy because it increased my risk of ovarian and cervical cancers. So for preventative measures, I had a full hysterectomy, and then I got like hit with the menopause Mack truck. So from that day, no more ovaries, no more estrogen, and everything I knew about nutrition had to change.
Wow.
And so how I eat, how I exercise, how I sleep, how I approach life, how I manage stress changed, and I kind of had to figure out how can I lose weight and help women. And that's what I do now, is I work specifically with women over the age of 40 going through this transition, because we are all going through it. And I think we're in a stage right now with healthcare where doctors are not really trained in menopause health. Everybody knows about menopause. As a dietitian, I never received any training in my schooling, 3 degrees in nutrition, and we never talked about hormone health. And you know, we're at this forefront where now we're talking, and women, I would say it's not your mama's menopause. Sure. This is today, and women are speaking up, and they're talking to each other, and the doctors are learning, and I think in the next 10 years we're going to learn so much more. But there's a lot of different things that we can do differently to help ourselves right now.
Because there's so much controversy on hormone replacement, and that goes
Yes.
back to the study from many years ago, and then they've changed it. Well, maybe the information that went out wasn't exactly true on estrogen replacement. So now our generation is thinking more, I think some probably more prone to it than they would have been. But sometimes your symptoms are so bad, you know, it doesn't matter what the studies say or don't. You just know you can't get through your day unless you get some help.
Yeah, and that study did a lot of damage for a lot of women, because the World Health Study came out and they looked at estrogen to reverse heart disease. How can it help with heart disease? That was the whole reason for the study, because we didn't have a randomized controlled trial. So women were placed in 2 groups. One group of women got estrogen only. The other group of women, if they still had their cervix and their ovaries, got estrogen and progesterone. And the group that got estrogen and progesterone, there was a higher, they looked at the incident rate of how many women got breast cancer. But they looked at the statistics a little differently. It's relative risk versus an actual risk. And they said 25% of women, or there was a 25% increase in the incidence of breast cancer, but it actually wasn't. It was less than 1%. But the media sensationalized estrogen causes breast cancer.
Wow.
But the interesting thing is the estrogen group continued through the study and showed a lot of benefits.
Of course it did.
And it was actually the type of progesterone that they were using. So it was, the information got muddy. But every doctor stopped prescribing estrogen for women, and women were scared to take it because no one wants to get cancer. Right. So for years, women have struggled, and the rates of heart disease have continued to rise, obesity, bone issues, osteoporosis, breast cancer rates have gone up, and the rates of suicide and depression have greatly increased. And
All because of no estrogen?
Yes. A lot of women experience depression and anxiety. I mean, Dawn, you can attest to this. Like, you feel like you're losing your mind.
And I fought it for a really long time, and I'm 100% authentic, and everyone's like, why do you tell your story? I tell my story, and I try to utilize the platform we have to be 100% honest, because I didn't want to go on hormone replacement therapy, because I didn't want to face the fact of what, I guess, my age and having to do it and what it was going to look like. And my girlfriend said, when you finally get to the point that you feel like you're having a nervous breakdown or a heart attack, you're going to say, help me.
Yeah.
And it actually got to that point where I couldn't, sleeping, anxiety, heart palpitations, regulating thyroid disease, trying to regulate everything plus hormones at the same time, and couldn't find a doctor to help regulate hormone replacement. Because back when I started 7 years ago, with OBGYNs, they were not giving hormones. Yep. Now some do, some don't. You have to find a specialist, holistic medicine, functional medicine. Like, I've been through them all. I've tried the troches, I've tried the this, I've tried the creams, and then in October, I went and had a total hysterectomy. Thinking at my age, I've already been through menopause. And the doctor said, at your age, recovery should be this much time. Hormonally, it shouldn't change anything, stick with your regimen. But that's not what happened. Mm-hmm. There must have been enough subclinical hormones in my organs that even taking them out at my age sent me even on another tailspin.
Yeah.
It took longer to recover than anticipated. I came back to work fast, but the recovery was longer. And I didn't even tell him, because he'd be like, okay, subclinically maybe, but based on your age and everything, you shouldn't have had anything left. but it was enough that it just teetered me on the edge again.
Yeah.
Of what it is. And then it's constantly battling. I can't even just say weight. Weight's one thing, but fatigue, anxiety, bloating, irritability. I mean, even
Gut
changes
health.
in your hair and skin, gut health.
Women experience ringing in the ears. So a lot of women might notice that you don't hear as well. That's actually a symptom of menopause. Burning mouth syndrome is something that I still deal with.
I never even heard of that.
Yeah, burning mouth, and it's just this weird sensation. Some women feel like their tongue is on fire or the roof of their mouth. I have it more around my lips. Like my lips literally feel like they're on fire right now. There's so many weird, unexplained conditions, and I'm in a lot of different Facebook groups for women with menopause as a health provider. And I go in and I kind of help to moderate these discussions. And I can't tell you how many women, I'll talk to them on the phone and interview them, and they break down and they cry because they don't have anyone to talk to. Their doctors don't understand what's going on. And then you have the generation of women who don't talk about it. So they, like we were saying earlier, like, oh, my mother or my grandmother, they said they never went through it. Yeah, they did. They just didn't talk about it because it was taboo. It's the end of fertility. It's almost like the end of your womanhood. Now you're an old woman because now you're in menopause.
And the thing is, every single woman is going to go through it.
Every
so
one
it's
of us.
not even like a cancer diagnosis or everyone's going to go through it. And it's not, some people I think, there's some friends we had from the gym, and she's like, one day I had it, one day I didn't, and I'm fine. But I think the majority of women have symptoms. And they may not
The
even
joint
realize.
pains.
Yeah.
Joint pain is a huge one. And so women will think like, oh, maybe I have a little arthritis, or maybe I'm working out incorrectly. Joint pain is a huge symptom of menopause. So we have estrogen receptors throughout our entire body. And estrogen helps our body function at an optimal level. So when we don't have estrogen, we don't function optimally. And the very first thing that women say, this is how you know someone is in menopause, when they say, I don't feel like myself. And it's true, you just stop feeling like yourself. There's a lot of internal things going on. So we're seeing women will go to the doctor and all of a sudden their cholesterol levels are high and they haven't changed their diet and they're still exercising, but now they have high cholesterol, they have high triglycerides. They start gaining a ton of weight around the belly, around like the bra strap. The body composition starts to change. We start to break down muscle instead of building muscle, and we have a higher shift in body fat percentage, which increases the risk of cardiovascular disease and stroke and depression, and women aren't sleeping, and so they're upset and they're tired and they're fatigued, and it just is this domino effect.
So what do we do?
So one, there's obviously HRT, hormone replacement therapy. It can help to prevent breast cancer. Very different from the study that said it causes breast cancer. So there is actual protection against the risk of developing breast cancer. It decreases the risk of heart disease. It is prescribed, FDA approved, to prevent osteoporosis. And we don't even talk about bone health. Like, it's a huge issue for women. So HRT is a conversation you have to have with your doctor that specializes in menopause care. There is the North American Menopause Society that has a list of providers in every state, so I urge you to go to that website to look for a doctor that knows what they're doing. And then you have to look at your lifestyle. So I focus on what I call the 4 pillars of health. So diet, prioritizing protein and fiber in every single meal. Sleep, prioritizing sleep 100%. Movement every single day. And what we have seen now in the dietary guidelines is we have to lift heavy. Like, we are not fragile females. We can squat our own body weight, and we need to do it.
Oh my gosh.
Weight-bearing activity will help with...
Squat your own body weight that heavy?
You get to it, yep.
Wow.
Yeah, build up to that. You have to build your bones. You have to protect your bones, whatever bone density you have left, but we will get fragile and we will lose muscle mass if we don't use the muscles. So we have all grown up with cardio, right? Get on the treadmill and do your cardio, do your step aerobics, go on the Stairmaster and the spin bike. It's more important to lift weights than it is to do your cardiovascular. Cardio is still important, but you definitely want to do resistance training because that's going to help reduce insulin sensitivity, which every female is going to experience. If you're gaining weight around your midsection, you've got insulin sensitivity. Your body is not responding the way it should. You have circulating blood sugar. Increases the risk of type 2 diabetes. So we want to sleep, make sure we're sleeping at least 7 hours a day. I developed a program called the Reset Routine, and it's the very first 90 days is learning everything about nutrition, sleep, stress reduction, and movement, daily movement every single day. So how do we use those 4 pillars of health to kind of decrease or reverse what menopause is doing to us? And then I spend the rest of the year just coaching women. So every week I do a live Q&A. So the first 90 days, you're going to learn it, you're going to implement it into your life, and then you have the rest of the year to come in because we're going to have holidays and in-laws visiting and children on summer break and things that interrupt our lives and make us go off track with what we need to do to stay healthy. But I love working with this demographic of women because they're in the I don't care era.
Okay, we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to have the conversation, and we're talking insulin resistance. I would venture to say it has to pertain to men as well.
Yes.
So there's some changes. So we're going to include you on this conversation.
I think that the bottom line, from what I'm hearing her, is I have the type 2, and you have the other thing. And you know what? Both the bodies are they're going through change, and you have to sort of educate yourself to find out how to get through it and what have you. It's interesting, weightlifting.
All right,
I never
more to
thought
come
of
on the
that.
other side of this commercial break. More conversation to have. We'll be right back.
Looking for bold, authentic flavor? Step into Bramer's Brazilian cuisine, where the vibrant taste of Brazil meets your favorite American classics. From savory churrasco to juicy burgers, every dish is made with passion. Hosting a party or a special event? We cater all occasions with incredible food that leaves a lasting impression. Our Boynton Beach location offers generous seating with a separate dining area for bigger parties. Come visit us in person today at 1035 Gateway Boulevard, number 201, Boynton Beach, Florida, 33426. Contact us by phone at 561-272-6377. Enjoy the Brazilian taste. Enjoy the Bramer's taste.
Imagine this. A loved one, a son or a daughter, has just suffered from a life-threatening accident. They're transported to a state trauma hospital, and despite being in the care of professional physicians, they tragically pass away due to preventable medical errors. As if this was not tragic enough, then finding out that legal statutes in the state of Florida devalue your loved one's life to zero. This is what we are fighting against. Come join Edward Salazar as he discusses the issues surrounding free kill laws and how to resolve them. Catch The Fight Against Free Kill Laws with Ed Salazar on Monday, 5 p.m. on all social media. Learn who we are and join our cause today.
RCCA has a team of specialized therapists to treat a wide array of injuries and conditions, including balance issues, back pain, fall prevention techniques, joint replacements, and stroke rehab. Our therapists at RCCA help adults reclaim their strength and flexibility, allowing them to return to their hobbies and sports. We tailor treatment to return our patients to activities they love, such as croquet, gym workouts, golf, pickleball, and tennis. Our state-of-the-art equipment and therapists ensure that there is something here for everyone.
Are you nearly maxed out on your credit cards? It doesn't matter if you're using your credit cards for fun or to survive. At the end of the month, your statements come in, and you can either pay them or you can't. If you can't, late fees and interest get tacked on, and now you're struggling just to make the minimum due. Do you feel trapped? Am I talking to you? Good, because we've personally researched some companies that can help you. They may be able to reduce your credit card balances by up to 50% and stop the late fees if you qualify. Please call our special debt hotline number right now for a completely free 5-minute consultation. Deal with your credit card problem now before it gets much worse and put money back in your pocket. Trust me, I've been there too. Call now.
Call 866-307-7152.
You've been watching the Brooklyn Cafe Show. Join us each day and after hours as we talk about the hot topics to open the conversations and share a few laughs. Now, back to Dawn and Freddie S.
World Theater Day, celebrated every year on March 27, is a global event dedicated to honoring the art of theater and highlighting its cultural and social importance. Initiated in 1961 by the International Theater Institute, ITI, the day encourages theater communities around the world to come together through performances, discussions, and special events. Each year, a prominent theater figure writes an international message that is shared globally, reflecting on the impact of theater on society and human expression. The day not only celebrates creativity and artistic talent but also promotes international collaboration, inspires young people to engage with the performing arts, and raises awareness of theater's vital role in connecting communities and conveying the human experience.
All right, we're back.
And we're back, and the conversation continues. It's a fascinating conversation, at least for me. And I always think of one of our crew when they're on the soundboard, when they're listening to this. We have, over the years, some of our crew have said they've learned so much about health and nutrition and wellness just by running our board and hearing what they hear. Now, maybe we can help your mom or your grandma, those of you that are listening, or someone that you know. But it has to pertain to men because men's hormones fluctuate as well as they get older. But yet
They do, but they don't fluctuate as dramatically.
They're just more testosterone based.
And they also have estrogen as well. They actually just did a study. It just got released this week in the New England Journal of Medicine, where they're actually using the estrogen patch in men with prostate cancer to alleviate symptoms of treatment. So men, when they have prostate cancer, they're going to suppress the hormones. So they're having hot flashes and low libido and joint pain, all the same symptoms of menopause. And so they're giving men estrogen patches, and they're seeing good results with it. So it's not just about women's health, it's men's health as well. What's interesting when you look at men, typically when men, as they age and they start gaining weight, they're going to gain weight more towards the abdomen, and this is because of testosterone. For women, when estrogen is low, your androgen hormones kind of kick in, so we might have testosterone kind of will take over with lower estrogen, and then we start to see the same midsection belly weight. So for men and women, gaining weight around the abdomen increases the risk of insulin sensitivity. So we increase the production of visceral fat, and that's the fat that cushions around our organs. So you have subcutaneous fat, that's the fat like pinch an inch, like that's the one we can pinch, doesn't really do anything. But visceral fat is around your pancreas and your intestines, and it's, like I always say, like it's alive. It is metabolically active, and it releases inflammatory cytokines that increases inflammation. It increases hormone production in some people, but it increases the risk of developing heart disease and type 2 diabetes and certain cancers in people. And so we need to decrease that insulin sensitivity.
Well, you work with people who have type 2 diabetes, insulin sensitivity. You work with anyone, right? Not just women going through menopause.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely. So how do we release insulin sensitivity? Exercise, that weight-bearing activity, that's going to be first and foremost. And then you really want to focus on your protein and your fiber. So protein from animal sources, but also from beans and nuts and seeds. But we want to aim for like the new dietary recommendations. It used to say 0.8 grams per kilogram. And as a dietitian, that's what we always said. So an average woman would have like 60 grams of protein. Now we're saying 90 to 100.
Oh, wow.
Men, about 100 to 120 grams of protein per day. So you want to aim for like at least 30 grams of protein at every meal.
So calorie restricting, which I am a huge, I can't say advocate, but this is what
That's
I
what
do.
we knew.
Right? It's like, all right, cottage cheese, so if I have a cup of cottage cheese, that's lunch. And then it's like making it to dinner and finding, she's laughing. And you know what? It's not working, except it's just making me hungry and cranky.
It actually...
She's laughing, Andrene, she's like, what, are you crazy?
That's what we knew, right? More cardio and eat less. That's what we were trained as women. And what actually happens is we have two hunger hormones. Ghrelin sends a signal that you're hungry. Leptin sends a signal to stop eating. So they work synergistically. When we are insulin when we have insulin sensitivity, it actually will suppress leptin. So that little voice that says stop eating, you had enough, gets diminished. And the ghrelin is speaking really loud that says eat more food. So when we're sleep deprived from having hot flashes, that increases ghrelin and decreases leptin. So women tend to eat at least 30% more calories when they're sleep deprived. So we have to try to focus on sleep. But this happens for men too.
Sure.
Those hormones are, ghrelin and leptin is in everybody. So we have to really listen to our body. And again, I always say, like, I love working with women at this stage because everybody has some sort of vanity. We want to look good, we want to feel good, but at this point it's like it matters more because we want to sleep. We want to feel good on a different level.
And now you've gone through it.
Yeah.
So you're walking the walk.
Yeah, I did.
It wasn't easy for you.
No, it wasn't. I had to rewire everything I knew as a dietitian, but for 3 months, no alcohol, no sugar, no starchy carbohydrates, so no breads, pastas, rice. I basically ate protein and vegetables for 3 months. I felt like crap. You don't have good energy, but it kind of reset that insulin sensitivity, and I gained 25 pounds after the hysterectomy. I was able to lose 12 pounds, and then we have GLP-1 medications, and some people are very much against them. I was very against them when they first came out. I've learned a lot about them, and I respect what they do. They're a peptide. They're natural part of our body, but with estrogen diminishes, GLP-1 diminishes. And so it really helps so that we don't have as much, it helps reduce insulin sensitivity.
You said you didn't feel so great on that either.
I did not. I tried it. And I think for some people, when they're on it for longer periods of time, their body gets acclimated to it and they start feeling okay taking it. If you try it for a short period of time, you're going to have nausea, you're going to have constipation, you're going to have bloated feeling, you're not going to feel great. If you muster through that and get used to those doses, it has been very beneficial for a lot of people.
Then how do you get off it, though? I hear that once you get on it, it's more difficult to get off it.
I think so. For me, if I have a client on GLP-1s, you have to do the work. You can't just take the medication.
And think it's going to resolve.
You're going to lose weight because it's going to quiet that reward center in your brain. So you 100% will restrict calories, but it's still increasing your insulin sensitivity. You still have inflammation. So you have to do the work. You have to work out. You have to eat healthy and prioritize protein and fiber. You have to go to bed and sleep at night. So you have to do all of those things in conjunction with the GLP-1s. For my clients that are able to lose the weight and they're following those 4 pillars of health that I preach, they can slowly start to wean off of the GLPs. For other people, they don't. I have had clients that have weaned off of it, but then that belly fat kind of starts to come back, that visceral fat. For me, I would rather someone stay on the GLP-1 and decrease that visceral fat than have that fat be active in the body, creating havoc. So each person is completely individual.
And it's walking. It goes back to your sneakers, Andrene.
Yeah.
Right? And I'm sure women in Europe go through menopause, but they're walking. Part of life is walking. Here, at least in South Florida, we're getting in our car to go around the corner.
Yeah.
We're not walking, certainly not like they do in Europe. And you don't think twice about walking in Europe. Here, you think twice. How far is it? Can I actually do it?
Yeah.
Different mindset. So your sneakers, see, it all goes together. But get the comfortable shoes. Go out for a walk. Move every day.
Every day, daily movement.
How much?
And I call them exercise snacks, right? So if you can't go to nobody needs to go to the gym for 2 hours. Like, I hate going to the gym. I'll go in there for 30 minutes and I have a plan, bang it out, leave. But I like to
change too, because I know we used to be at the gym at least an hour. A lot of it was socializing, but you kind of do this, you talk, you do another set. 30 minutes, like when I get home now, I'll work out for 30 minutes. And it's a different mindset because it used to be an hour class, used to be an hour kickboxing, an hour cardio, whatever it was, sculpt. 30 minutes now is what I can,
if I jump on my spin bike, I don't do an hour, I'll do 20, 30 minutes.
Right.
And then lifting weights is my priority. I do yoga because I want to alleviate the hip pains that I feel every day. So the stretching really helps with that. But for people that don't have that hour to take out of their day, I call them exercise snacks. So do 15 minutes in the morning, take an hour break after lunch and go for a walk. Or if not everybody, but a lot of people work from home, if I do a meeting, I go for a walk around my building while I'm on the meeting. I have a dog, so I walk my dog at night, but even if you don't have a dog, go for a walk. Just get that movement in. And if you do 15 minutes 4 times a day, there's your hour.
And water. Andrene, you said water.
I drink a lot of water.
Yes. If you've been in the military for 26 years, you're not 26.
Right.
Like we thought
she
you
was.
I'm like, oh, maybe she's 30. All right, so we know you're not 30. Water.
That's they just tell us to hydrate,
Yeah.
and move, and constantly moving in hydration.
What do you think about the different hydration supplements? There's so many out there. Salt
Just
this,
drink
salt
water.
that. Just plain water.
Yeah, unless you're a tennis player. Like
Water.
nobody needs to like add a whole bunch of sodium unless, you know, if you've got kidney disease, that's a different story. But if you feel so dehydrated, have some pretzels with your water.
What about the acceptance? The acceptance that, okay, so I'm a year older, so my body's going to change, and psychologically you're going to have to accept the change.
Yeah.
So if you're going to do some changes here, because I'm a firm believer the divorce rate has quadrupled because of what's happening between the two couples and males not understanding
Absolutely.
the female of what they're going through. And then it turns around and it says, well, you know, you're very insensitive. Well, sometimes you can't help it. You got to sort of understand it. You know, you got to sort of absorb some of that because we really don't understand what you're going through. I think the divorce rate has quadrupled because of what's going on.
There was a docu-series that was on with Dr. Mary Claire Haver, and they spoke about that. A lot of women reported, had they understand what was happening in their own body and been able to communicate that to their husband, they probably would still be married.
I agree with that. Yeah. I think that's powerful. Also, among the young, you know, when we go on shoots and I go over to somebody and I say, what's the matter? And they give me that groan of what they're going through. And some are going through, at such a young age, they're going through a lot of changes.
Well, I think going through puberty now, it's younger and younger. I think kids are going through puberty before they even hit their teens.
And perimenopause symptoms. So perimenopause is the phase before menopause. Perimenopausal symptoms start in women in their 30s. So it usually starts with, again, not feeling like themselves. You'll see changes in body composition where you're losing muscle mass, gaining fat mass. But that brain fog, forgetting words, feeling like you're a little off, like those are the early signs. And here's the thing, if your thyroid is off, you're going to take thyroid medication, right? So if your hormones are off, take something to replace it. And a lot of people look at HRT as, I'm getting older. And I always say, you know what, I'd rather get older and feel better.
Agreed.
We're still going to get older, so you might as well feel better.
I got to that point where feeling better, I was feeling so awful.
Yeah.
But when I first started working with you, maybe a little bit, my early 50s, I was so sick. I went to the GI doctor, had this test, had that test. Nothing worked. I lost so much weight, only to find out 2 years later, my GYN said, oh, that was perimenopause.
Yeah.
2 years of me literally suffering. He would pick me up, we'd go to work, you drive. I was too sick to even drive, but I looked good because I was really thin.
And I never knew what the hell was going on.
Well,
but nobody knew.
Women experience, one of the signs too, women will start getting heart palpitations. And I have heard this from so many women. I have heart palpitations. The doctors send them to a cardiologist. They hook them up to the device overnight, and they come back and they say, nothing's wrong with your heart. And they're like, okay, but I still have heart palpitations. Well, you must have anxiety, so take anxiety medication. Or you're doing too much. You're getting older. This is normal.
That was my cascade of diagnoses.
It's not normal, and it wrecks your gut health.
Yep.
It absolutely affects your microflora. So women are getting upset stomach as well. Yeah, and it's a domino effect. So this is a beautiful time where we're starting to connect the dots, and we're like, okay, you know, it's like I look at menopause. You have like 1,000 puzzle pieces, and you're trying to put them together, but you don't have the picture on the box. Right? So we're figuring out the picture on the box so that we can put the pieces together so that women don't experience such extreme side effects.
so much information.
It is.
And for men too, you got to move.
I think she would be great in a men's class just to
Water,
teach them. Listen, this is what's going on. Do you want to learn?
Do you have information online? How do people get information?
I do. So I do a lot of reels on Instagram and Facebook. So it's Tammy Fogarty, PhD on Instagram. And then I have a website, which is tammyfogarty.com. And then I have my 90-day reset for women. And it's a class specifically for women. I coach them through all of this, but then they get to work as a community. So every week I meet them for a live Q&A. They can ask questions, but then they work together and brainstorm, and, because we work better when we have a community.